Hello, longboarding mom. I am in my kitchen. I'm cooking today. I know I've been, I guess, MIA in the kitchen. I have been cooking. Um, I just haven't been cooking anything new to share with you guys. I've perfected my tortillas. I make really good pizza dough now. Maybe I can just redo all those videos. I don't know. If you guys want me to do that, I can do that. But I did find another recipe that is a fancy recipe, but it's so simple to make, and everyone thinks it's so hard to make. It's the like a chicken fettuccine or fettuccine recipe. I went to the library and printed more recipes, and so this one is right here. So simple. So simple. So my husband, he was a cook at my restaurant that I work for, and he was making the fettuccine that we make there, and I love it. It's so good. They make it with the wine and stuff, and my son doesn't really care for the fettuccine, and I wanted to make some. I had some steak, and so I didn't have any wine, and I was like, well, I'll just use chicken broth. Well, I never even used the chicken broth. I used the water from the pasta water, which helps the noodles and the sauce bind together. Um, but the key is that heavy cream that you use. It's just so simple ingredients: your garlic, your heavy cream, the pasta sauce. It just all comes together so good and yummy and stuff. And he really liked the steak. Well, I'm not gonna do steak today. I'm going to make a chicken Parmesan chicken breast, and I will show you guys how to do that. Uh, we're gonna have my husband and I are gonna go on a nice little beach ride when he gets home. So this is gonna be our lunch. It's gonna be kind of a heavy lunch and stuff, but we're gonna go for a nice drive, and I don't want to be hungry. I want to be able to get out and go hiking or go do something fun. We're just going down to buy a big old roast so we can grind that up for our hamburger and stuff. And um, roasts are so expensive. Oh my gosh. I went to go buy one, and one little one this big was like $50. I was like, that's just insane. It wasn't even, it was like maybe a little bit less than that. But I got some on sale the other day, and we ground them up and stuff. And then I went to town to Eugene yesterday, and I didn't bring enough cash with me. Should have brought more, I know. And I found the big old roasts and stuff. And so we are going to actually take a ride to Coos Bay and enjoy our little trip together. Maybe take the cat with us and see if I can get him used to riding in the car. He's ever since he got fixed and the stupid rabies shot I should never have gave him. His little attitude has changed, and he doesn't like to go outside. This is crazy. He doesn't like to go outside unless he's in the backpack. He doesn't like to ride in the car unless he's in the backpack. He will go outside at night. He will try to sneak out and run out the door when it's dark outside. I don't get it. But when it's daylight, you take him outside and he like crouches down. I made him walk from the car on his leash to the front door, and he like all the way on his belly and stuff. And so I don't know what's going on with that. I think it's, like I said. But anyway, let's get started on this meal. I do have an hour before he gets here, and it's not going to really take that long. Like the prep and everything, probably all together, it might take that long. So we're going to get started dicing the garlic and just getting all the noodles ready to boil, and just the prep time and stuff and everything before he gets here. And then we're going to cook it all up and then go for a ride. I don't measure when I make my breading and stuff for my chicken. There's probably a little over a quarter of a cup of flour, which I always do too much flour. These are my Italian breadcrumbs I get from Winco, and I like to do a little bit more breadcrumbs. So I'm lazy. Normally you would do an egg wash. You'd have 3 containers here. I don't like to wash that many dishes. I'm going to have so many dishes already. So I'm going to have my egg wash here with an egg and some milk in it. And then I've got my flour and my breadcrumbs. And normally you'd have flour with all your seasonings and your breadcrumbs, and you would do a separate mixture. Well, I skipped that flour thing there and I mix them all together. So I've got my flour and my breadcrumbs there, and I'm going to add my seasonings. And you can add whatever kind of seasonings you like. I should have had them all pulled out already. But normally when I'm cooking, I just pull them out as I go and season to whatever. I don't always do the same seasonings when I do things. It just depends on what I'm making. Generally, like my breading for my chicken is usually the same. That's a little under a teaspoon of ground mustard. I've got my big gigantic container of my Mrs. Dash, which the hole in it's way too big, so I usually put too much in it, so I'm not sure how much I put in there of that. Some garlic, granulated garlic, and I don't measure, so I'm horrible at this part. So, a quarter of a teaspoon, to flavor, some pepper. If you have some white pepper, I'm out of white pepper right now. I love white pepper and ground in my fried chicken, but I don't have any right now. So we are going to mix this around, break up that that mustard, mix it around. I gotta take my rings off because they get a little yucky. Actually, I will not get my hands that yucky. Usually I use my fork for this part. And we are going to also add some Parmesan cheese to this because I am making a Parmesan like crusted. And we are going to, that's about a half a cup. This is, yes, pre-shredded. So this one's Kroger brand, which is Fred Meyer's. And I always look at the ingredients. And if you can find potato starch instead of the other, it's got potato starch and tapioca starch, which those are 2 natural ingredients. It's not that wood pulpy stuff that you can get. We are going to mix this around. This is probably too much mixture because I'm only doing 2 chicken breasts. Really, I could do 1 chicken breast and we could split it for lunch. But I'm going to show you guys how to do a quick, easy, like dinner meal that's pretty nice and simple. 1 egg. This is a nice farm fresh egg. Always whip my egg up really, really good before I got so many eggs in there. My mother-in-law gave me another 2 dozen fresh eggs. A little bit more milk in there than the egg. This is my egg wash. I don't have a recipe for this. This is just my own little recipe. I'm going to go get the chicken so we can get it breaded, get that ready. We're going to just get everything ready to go. like to cut off any little extra fatty pieces. I put it on paper towel so I can just grade. I like to cut off any of the little fatty pieces here. I don't know if I can get this cut. And I put it on paper towel because I'm gonna kind of pat it dry before that little bit of fat line can stay on there. And if there's any like little pieces that just don't look right, like a little piece of bone sometimes sneak in on these little thingies. I get these from work and they're pretty well cleaned up and stuff, but sometimes there's a little fat on them. Sometimes there's a line of fat. Weird pieces that will kind of not fry right and stuff. So cut that off. And throw that away. Wash your hands, even though you're going to touch it again. Okay. I'm going to keep one hand dry and one hand will touch the chicken. And what we're going to do, this is the part where you would like go flour, egg wash, and then the breadcrumbs. We're just going to go this, which gets the flour on it. Into the wash mixture, which kind of takes some of the stuff off, but it helps seal that part on. Kind of let it drain a little bit. We're going to put it on there. And the dry hand, you're going to take the dry mixture and cover with the cheese and the rest of the breadcrumbs and kind of press it in on the breast. I'm going to take that off. And then, look at that. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Wet hand. Spread this around. Take the dry hand and get your flour stuff on. See, it's just basically the flour. Then you're going to put it in your egg mixture again. I've got 2 other breasts. I'm probably going to do the other breasts, but save those for later. I can put those in the refrigerator and cook them off tomorrow for dinner. My son might want it for dinner tonight. I don't know. We're going to go have corn dogs. The corn dog company from Eugene comes out to Florence once a month. They do it. They put out a schedule, and once a month they come here Thursdays and Fridays and stuff. So we are probably going to go do that for our dinner tonight. I have to work tomorrow, so I'm going to miss tomorrow's corn dog. You see, I can split this between us with the amount of pasta that I'm going to make. It's going to be crazy. Okay, I got 2 chicken breasts for us for lunch. Gosh, I wish I can get some more cheese in that. Let's see if it'll stay on there. And then we are going to go over to the stove, fill up the pan for our fettuccine noodles, and wait, I'm going to clean up this mess first. I'm going to cut up some garlic. I think that's all I need for the fettuccine. Yeah, garlic, and then we'll go over to the stove and get all that stuff ready. I have pretty much all the ingredients I need to make my fettuccine Alfredo. My garlic, Um, I'm just kind of opening it up to see how many cloves I have here. So you can take it and smash it just a little bit. Oh, see, there was another one there that I didn't know about. So I cut off the root part of it. And then you can take it and give it a little smash, and that'll help with the butt end of your knife. Be careful not to cut yourself. And the peeling of the garlic is the worst part. It takes forever. I think that's why some people... And then when you cut garlic, your fingers smell like garlic and stuff, and it's hard to get it off your fingers when you wash them. So if you have a stainless steel pot, a stainless steel sink, a stainless steel bowl, rub your fingers all over that. And I don't know what it does, but it takes the garlic smell right off. That's one of my hints. So it says 1 clove of garlic. These are not very large cloves of garlic, and I like the flavor of garlic, and garlic is so good for you. It's an antioxidant. It's anti-inflammatory, I think. I am not a doctor. I do not know everything, but I do know that when you get sick and stuff, if you chop this garlic up, like I cut my butter, so 6 tablespoons of butter. This is what we need for our ingredients. We're gonna not do a pound of fettuccine noodles because I don't need that many, but 6 tablespoons of butter, 1 clove of garlic, 1.5 cups of heavy cream, and we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I don't have that out yet. 1.25 cups of finely shredded Parmesan cheese, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. So basically you're going to finely cut your garlic up. I go long ways, and I just kind of chop it up like that. If it's a big piece of garlic, this one is not, I flip it up on its side and just give it one little cut down like that. And then you're going to turn it sideways, and you're just going to give it nice little fine chops like this. So when I get sick, which is very rare, but when I do, I like to take this here, like this, and throw it in my mouth and swallow it as fast as I can with a big gulp of water. You can do honey and tea and lemon and all that good stuff, but you are going to smell like garlic. You are going to sweat garlic. You could do this every day too. Take a pill of garlic and eat it. It's so, so, so good for you. But it really helps when you're sick. I like to drink some honey, lemon, ginger tea. Ginger is so good for you too. So I have been busy with my kitty. I talked about him earlier. Right now he's playing with a piece of cardboard. He's so funny. He chews on everything. This cardboard, apparently it's from one of my quart size zipper, you know, when you open it up, that little triangle. It's not even a triangle. I want to call it a little diamond thing. He's down there chewing on that right now. Okay, so we've got this. I'm going to measure out my heavy cream, which is 1.5 cups. Oh, before, I think I shook it, but I'm going to shake it again really good, because the cream sometimes gets, it will get like a little chunk of cream up there. You just want to make sure it's all mixed in. I've been using this for my cold foam. It's so good. Let's see, I think a chunk came out with it. I didn't mix it up enough. Okay, so 1.5 cups of that. We are going to take all of this over to the stove. I'm going to show you. First, we're going to fry up that chicken, get it in the oven. Basically, once you get everything fried and in the oven and stuff, everything's on top of the stove. It is just so easy. We'll be back in a second next to the stove with all of our ingredients. I think you could see everything this time. Last time I had cut off a lot. I've got this over here. I'm going to turn on high. We are going to add a lot of salt to it. My husband always wonders what happens to all the salt. That way, this is for our pasta. Once it starts boiling, the salt water will like flavor the pasta noodles in this pot right here, pan. This one is my cast iron one that I got John Wayne. I got for free, and I have been loving my cast iron pans. We are gonna do some bacon grease, not a lot. And I'm gonna turn this on to like a medium to almost medium high, like in between that. I found that on Amazon. I love it, love it, love it. My oven is preheated to 425 degrees. This pot here, pan, why do I keep calling everything pots? So this pan here, maybe I need to go smoke some. This pan here is going to be for my creamy Alfredo sauce. I'm using my big gigantic one, so once everything is done, I can add my noodles to it. I'm going to get out another measuring cup because I need 1 cup of that water before it gets dumped out. So basically with these chicken breasts, we're just browning both sides of it, crisping it up, and then we're going to put it on the top rack. I don't have it under the broil, but it's up high, like 2 layers down, 1, 2. And so we'll put it in there. I'll take my little cover off and put it in there. And while everything else is coming together, it'll be about 20 minutes probably total cooking time. The chicken is thin, so it does not need to go in there for that whole 20 minutes, but we will cook it. Cook it. My noodles are going to come out faster than this. Should have started warming this a while ago. It's 11 o'clock. My husband should be home in about 15 minutes. Dinner. This is usually what I would make for dinner. Lunch, our big hearty lunch, is going to be ready about 11:20, 11:30 maybe. I've been using my bacon grease for adding a little bit to my tortillas when I make them. Oh my gosh, they're so good. When I do more breasts, I have been using my bigger pans. I'm telling you, I'm loving these. So we're going to do a couple minutes on this side. Make sure you can move it around before you. I've been learning that like you want to kind of brown them before you try to touch them and move them and stuff, because otherwise it sticks to the pan. I still don't know if I put enough bacon grease in it. You don't want to put too much, but you don't want to put not enough in it either. My issues. I'm still learning. my fettuccine noodles, I always put way too many in it. And even like this little measure thingy here, there's one serving, two servings, half a serving. I tried that the other day. I did two servings and then one serving for my son. And I think I did more than I think I did more than what I was supposed to do. We ended up having way too many noodles. It was so funny. Okay. I'm going to give this just a couple minutes on this side, and then we will put these in. Accidentally put them too far apart, but that's okay. And then we're going to put them in the oven. I'm going to move this pan over to here. The water is boiling almost, so we'll be adding the noodles pretty soon. The butter garlic is going to go in here for a couple minutes. I feel like I need to add just a little bit more bacon grease to this, but as long as they can move, I'm happy. Okay, going in the oven. What I like about these pans is they can go in the oven too. I love it. Okay, and then over here, we're going to add the butter, 6 tablespoons of butter. Whoops. Once the butter gets partially melted, we will add our garlic to it. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Oh, noodles are boiling. Ah, I have extras. Right there. Okay, noodles are boiling, so we are going to add the noodles. I'm only going to do 2 servings. Come on, let's see if I can do 2 servings. It's going to be a lot of sauce this time because let's see. And then I would do a pinch for good measure. Okay, so these are getting ready to boil or boil. Gonna get the garlic in there. And you're going to saute this butter for a couple minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. It's supposed to be on medium heat, but because it was up on a higher heat for a second, where I turned it down on low. So once it gets to a lower temperature here, I'm going to turn it back down to medium. Don't want our pasta water to boil over. Turn that around. I'm always afraid I didn't add enough pasta, and I'm going to add just a little bit more. I do this. I second guess myself all the time. Just a little teeny bit more. How's that? See, to me, that's like a bite. Okay, so I always say I'm going to add a little bit more. Because if I make a little bit too much, here's the deal. My husband's got these crows at work, and they love the noodles. And I want to go record them someday. Okay, so if I do too much noodles, that's okay. And like I said, the birds will love them. Stir this around. This is getting that butter so flavorful. Yeah. I'm going to set the timer for 9 minutes. Oh, I set it for 10. says 11 minutes, 11 to 12 minutes. Because it's going to be so saucy, I think that'll be perfect. The noodles will be perfect at 10 minutes. This has been cooking for a good 1 minute. Let's do another. It's not brown. I don't want the sauce brown. So actually, gotta turn those noodles back down again. I turned them down and they stopped boiling. Do you have a trick to stop your noodles from boiling over? I really don't have a trick. Okay, I'm going to turn this up to medium heat. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. We are going to now add our heavy cream to this. Whisk it around, mix it all in, and we're going to let this cook here for 8 to 10 minutes. After we get it mixing, we're going to reduce the heat down low. I've got it on medium low. We're going to cook this to 8 to 10 minutes. Then we're going to add half of the Parmesan cheese to it. And stir it all around. Okay, 8 to 10 minutes, and you're just going to stir this around every so often. We're just basically reducing it down a little bit. Once the pasta water it's all, if you learn how to get that boiled right, I've got 8 minutes left on my timer. It's perfect timing, perfect timing. The chicken will be done about the same time. It's going to be nice and crispy. I have been working on projects, my embroidery project. That'll take me a whole year to do, so you guys will see bits and pieces. I've figured out some average low temperature colors I'm going to use so my other temperatures don't blend in. But in the meantime, I am going to do some dishes. The garlic smell. I love garlic. Oh, yum. So, when I was little, one of my reoccurring dreams was about werewolves. And as I became an adult and stuff, if I had a werewolf dream, it was always because there was a full moon outside, which was always crazy. When I was little, the werewolf was in my closet. Scary, scary, scary. Oh, the reason why I'm talking about that is because obviously I am not a vampire if I love garlic that much, right? So it's just funny. The garlic smell, but the werewolf, full moon, dreams. I wonder what that meant. It's been, I got 3 minutes left. This is thickened up quite a bit. That's why you want to save some of that sauce because you don't want your noodle sauce to be too thick. You want a little runny but not too thin as well. So that's why you wait to add your water to it after you've got your cheese in there, your noodles in there, and then you can add a little liquid to loosen it up some. So I'm going to get back to doing some dishes. The timer is getting ready to go off on my water for the noodles. So we are going to carefully try to get as much water out of there as we can. That's, I don't know if you can see that, the pasta water. Turn that back step off. We're going to drain this really fast. Let that cool. Okay, so over here, we are going to, I didn't stir it in a little bit. Make sure you whisk it all up. We are going to add half of the cheese mixture. And the secret with this is that you want to kind of do some figure eights there. I might have added it too fast. Okay, slowly add your cheese. Duh. That way it incorporates a lot better. I'm going to turn it down to a low heat. I'm basically done cooking. I just want to melt that cheese in. Oh, and the reason why you use the potato starch is because it will help, your cheese will melt in better. If you don't use it, it doesn't melt very well. We are going to add some of that pasta. Ooh. A couple spoonfuls. Whoops. So I got these cool little spoons, pasta spoons from the Dollar Tree when I was working, what a mess, when I was working for the Dollar Tree. So they were we were doing inventory and they mark stuff down, get rid of stuff. These were marked down to 0. And so what that means is that they're going to just throw it away. And throwing it away, I was like, these are kind of cool. I like them. So I cut 2 of them. So we are going to add just a little bit, little bit of water to this to loosen it up a bit and add the rest of that. But before I do that, I'm going to pull out my chicken. That looks so good. We'll put it over here. We'll add the rest of the cheese and probably a little bit more pasta to this and some water. Just a little bit of that water to help it stick. The rest of the cheese, I'm not going to put all of it on there because then we could sprinkle it on top of our pasta when we put it in our bowl. But give me a second. I'm going to mix this all up together. We are going to cut up that chicken. I'll show you what it all looks like when it all comes together. My delicious Parmesan chicken. Yum. Cheesy fettuccine. I said I probably made too much. That's okay. lunch for tomorrow. Add a little bit of cream to it and put it in the microwave and warm it up. Perfect. I need a bigger bowl. Oh, it's so creamy too. And you can use wine if you want to cook down a little bit with the garlic, with your butter and stuff. That's always really good. Add more Parmesan cheese on top if you want, but I don't think it needs any more. And then right on top, that's a lot of chicken. Parsley flakes if you have it. I don't have any. I need a fork. I need a fork for this. A fork and a spoon. A spoon to dish up them noodles. Whoops. I'm going to take some of this chicken off because I really want to eat a noodle. Let's put that there. Cut a little piece of chicken. Look at that noodle. I didn't even get any chicken on it. Okay, that's a big bite. I'm not going to eat a huge bite. Crunchy and creamy. The chicken's got crunchy, just the right crunch level on it. And creamy. Oh, so good. So good. Yum. And my son likes it better this way without the alcohol taste in it. So try it both ways. Who knows how you might like it. Look at that. Oh, yum.